run heavy, and for a good reason. They got a solid O-line with two pretty good backs back there that kind of bring a little bit different things to the table. And Corum's a little shiftier, but still's got some size to him. He packs a punch. And Haskins kind of is a bigger dude and falls forward a lot. The tight ends do well blocking, and but they got a nice RPO game too. The quarterback can throw it on the rope pretty well, and then they take their shots. Hit it. That's what we're excited for. The fans, the atmosphere. The last time we played Michigan at home, it was probably the loudest I've heard at Spartan Stadium. But yeah, we're just excited for the game, and I'm excited for some of these new dudes to kind of experience what this game's like, whether it be transfers or freshmen. Because I remember when I was a freshman, I was like, oh yeah, I guess I hate these guys too, just because everybody else does. But you get a different feel for kind of what the game's like when you play in it actually. But it's a fun thing. Yeah, no, coming from Columbus, I was like, I got beef with Ohio State, but when I get up here, I was like, well, we don't like Michigan. Michigan doesn't like us, and it's always a big game. And I said, okay, I'll see. And then you play in it, and you're like, yeah, you kind of get why. You just feel it when you're playing. Like, neither team even has to say too much. It's just a feel thing. But it's two programs with a lot of tradition. And they got a good football team, so it'll be a big game. It'll be an exciting game. Yeah, we talked about trying to take the hype out of the game really during this week of practice, and that's just by executing our fundamentals, our technique, and our effort during practice. And that's what we talked about today and in the past week. So we know it's a big game. We're not going to try to downplay it, but we're going to do what we know, what we've been doing to get us here, and what we know we need to do to get better at, so we'll continue to do that. Yeah, well, we start the bye week with a lot of corrections, especially on the defensive side. That's what we do. Really, with any week, we start Monday with some corrections from the past game, but we had time to do some corrections from other games that we had kind of messed up on, and that just comes with, every team in college football kind of copycats plays a little bit, especially coming down to the tail end of the stretch. So we just got to sound up from what we've seen before, and then just getting some film study in on them and getting an early look at who they are. But really, last week was more about getting our skills better, and now we're going to focus more on their personnel and what they like to do. We kind of talk about the game. We kind of coach them up, and when the Paul Bunyan Trophy was presented in 1953, we went over that today and why it was presented. So it's some history that we're learning. No, we haven't talked about that. No, I didn't know that. And I think it comes down to, like I said earlier, it's kind of taking the hype out of the game. And that just sounds like a little bit more hype, to it. And we're not too worried about who won the last whatever matchups. We're worried about what we can do on Saturday and what we can do this week to prepare. I mean, they both take it seriously, and Coach D was here for so long, and, Coach D felt, they both kind of feel the way, but I don't think, either of them feel differently. It's more, they're gonna prepare us, how they feel like we need to be prepared, and it's not, they don't feel any different from each other. They got the same kind of notion toward it, I guess. I don't know what word to use, but they know it's a big game. They don't downplay it, but they know we need to do the work in the week. Yeah, I had, he had did it the same last year and taught us about the governor had presented when Michigan State got into the Big Ten, and I learned some stuff. I'm not going to say too much, but some of the dudes learned some stuff for sure. But the year was presented, and the year Michigan State got into the Big Ten and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, and that's why really all the games I've been trying to not take for granted, and definitely this one I'll try to take it all in for sure when I get out there, but not think about too much when I'm on the field, but maybe just think about it a little bit more this week, and maybe let that prepare me a little bit more and fuel me a little bit more. But it's definitely a game I appreciate the rivalry. I appreciate them for not liking us and whatever. It's just fun. It makes everything a little bit more fun. No, he hasn't really said anything specific towards us, but I don't think anybody, I haven't heard one dude in the locker room say anything about it, and I saw it, and I took it with a grain of salt, really, because that's, for him, he's not worried about it right now, obviously. He's worried about this game, and his full focus is on our preparation today and tomorrow, so we wouldn't think about it too much. You know how rivalries get. It kind of just leaves, if you don't win, it leaves that sour taste in your mouth, and it kind of makes you want to, you think about it in the summer when you're working out and lifting and conditioning in the summer, but even when you win, you still kind of think about it. It feels a lot better, but you still kind of think about that other team and where Paul Bunyan is, and if you want to keep him here or take him back, but it really, it's just a special thing. I think I had a big rivalry in high school, and I had won all those games, and it just felt so good. There was the other Pickerington team in my city. So, rivalry games, you walk down the street feeling a little bit better about yourself when you win. But, it all comes down to that Saturday, who wants it more, really. So it's fun. It's just exciting to be a part of.